fifth line podcast. We are back. We had a 2-week vacation there for a little bit there, just over Christmas break and the new year. Welcome to the new year, by the way, guys. We're finally out. Hopefully this won't be the dumpster fire.
2021, and COVID's over.
Not quite, but hopefully by like the midway mark. That'd be ideal.
We're in 2021, and 2021, nothing bad's happened.
Not
sort
yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Kind of. Not really. But...
All right. So, and of course, because we were gone for 2 weeks, and because those 2 weeks were like a month-ish to the start of the season, we have a lot of news, a lot of stuff to talk about. We're gonna start off with some pretty some news that doesn't really matter for the season, for the upcoming season here, and then we're gonna go into some more current stuff.
Yeah, Senators legend Ryan Callahan.
Yes.
Retires after 13 seasons. And Mike, you probably are the one who would know most about. I mean, Eric, you would be on the side of seeing him in the rivalry with the Islanders, but Mike, you had him on your team for a good few years.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of him as a player and just the retirement now?
I mean, he was just a dependable guy, a very good guy to have in the locker room, I think, is the main thing. He had the A in Tampa for a while. But no, I loved having him on the team, and I still remember I don't remember who they were playing against, but the one celebration that was always in that NHL thing, and where he got the goal and was falling and got onto his back and was like giving birth really violently.
Yeah.
That was the best. That was the best. That's the big thing I remember about him. But he had a pretty solid career. 757 games played, so he didn't reach that 1,000 mark. Didn't even really come close. But that's still a pretty good amount. Then he had
not nothing.
Yeah, no, that was a pretty good amount. 186 goals, 200 assists for 386 points. Which
also not nothing.
Yeah, that's almost it's close-ish to 0.5. It's probably like 0.45 points a game. And he was more of a grinder anyway. But yeah, Eric.
Yeah, well, my brother is a Rangers fan, and so I had to bring this guy in. This
and
Callahan.
There he is.
Yeah. And I mean, this is how when he went to Tampa, obviously he was surrounded by like a bunch of great players, but he had the C with the Rangers. So
yeah.
I guess to reiterate what Mike said, dependable guy, definitely worthy of a captain. Like he kind of is your like do it all player, like, you know, has the skill when you need him to have the skill, but also like kind of a grinder, like a tough nosed guy.
Yeah.
And I think actually, if I remember, didn't Marchand lick Callahan?
I think he might have been one of the lickies.
I think he was one of the lickies. Did you say,
yeah,
Ben? Yeah, he was one of the lickies.
So Callahan. I wish he retired before that lick happened. That poor guy. But but at the same time, super memorable like captain. Probably other than Lundqvist, if I had to pick even during rivalry games, like a guy that you just can't help but root for, probably Callahan. That would probably be the second guy for me on those Ranger teams I watched growing up, for sure.
I remember correctly, he also got one or two like sort of dagger goals against the Habs in a playoff series in like the 2010s that like fucked him over. But
he probably did.
Yeah.
So I don't have the fondest memories of him, but
Callie.
Congrats on the career, Ryan Callahan.
An extra wish you the best from me. And actually, before we move on here, I'd like to have everybody stand up, please. All the real Slim Shadys, please stand up. Nick, we'll start with you because you're in the top left. We all got some new jerseys. 3 of us got some sweet presents from old Benny down there in the bottom left.
Yep,
right there, the Liberty jersey. Eric, what did you receive this Christmas?
Yeah, but I gotta turn around because this is where all the haters are gonna hate.
Dear John.
Yeah. Oh no. Got the T-Bar jersey.
Benny's got the classic. Not classic, but he's got the 100.
The NHL 100 classic. NHL 100 classic in I think December 2018. December 2017. It was against Ottawa. I went to it in person, but
He was
yeah,
actually
I
at the
just threw
game.
this on. I actually got this for Christmas from my grandpa that Christmas, so it kind of works.
Yeah, kind of
There
does.
you go, Christmas gift jersey.
And then I got, so for some reason my camera, I don't know how to flip it, and so it's like mirrored. So this is gonna be backwards, unfortunately. But this is
Ping isn't backward.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, it's only backwards to me. Oh,
Interesting. Well, anyway.
So it's gonna be backwards to everybody watching anyway. So
Okay.
the USA, and on the back is McDonough.
Oh, MacD. No.
That was only because
Lightning adjacent.
Yeah, I was having a really hard time finding any Lightning stuff on eBay other than just like their early 2000s Lightning jerseys, which I knew you already had one of. And it also, at the same time, within the price range of me buying, how many jerseys did I buy at once?
5?
Four.
Oh, just 4?
You three,
yeah,
you
us
three.
3 and Aaron. Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you found the rain jersey, didn't you? And how much did you say that was?
There's like there was a few on there from anywhere between like $350 to like $400, and I'm like, Mike, you're a good friend, but
That'll be
not that good.
Yeah, that'll be when I hit the lottery. That's when I'll buy one of those. All right, so moving on to another Ranger, former Ranger, of course, I should say. LUDQVIST is going to undergo open heart surgery.
is it still going, or would he have done it by now? Do you know when it was scheduled?
I just went online today and tried to look stuff up, and I didn't see anything about how it went. So I think that it's happening in the next couple days.
Oh, okay.
Which is scary because, well, it's open heart surgery, and the problem must be something real bad if he's undergoing surgery, obviously.
Or it could be that, or it's a thing that just has to get fixed at some point if he wants to play athletics, like be an athlete, play hockey. If he wants to play hockey again.
There we go.
It might just be something that just has to happen procedurally, and like he just has to get it done if he wants to recover. Hopefully it's more along those lines. Hopefully it's not something that's truly life-threatening, but either way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's life-threatening.
I was talking to my friend Ty about this. He's a nurse, and he was talking about, so he actually just had something up with his heart, and we were talking about it, and we were talking about LUDQVIST, and he was like, oh yeah, LUDQVIST kind of has the same thing that I got going on, and it's something with a fused valve, basically. Like a valve is supposed to open up, but like it's kind of fused or something, so it can't
So it's like
open up as much.
shut.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm oversimplifying this, but that's the basis of it. But yeah, they have to go in there and fix it. And I guess his options are you can get a replacement which lasts 5 to 10 years or 10 to 15 years. And it's a pig valve. That's usually what they use.
That is freaking crazy to me.
Crazy, right?
That you open up somebody and you put another animal's thing in there.
Yeah.
And then shut them back up.
Pigs are like one of the closest animals biologically to humans in terms of like organs and shit.
Other than mice, but you can't fit a mice valve in there.
Yeah, they don't quite match up quite as well.
No. But yeah, so that's the issue, and they have to go in there and fix that. And I guess after, so like depending on repairs to that or what they find or what they do, fingers crossed. Hopefully, knock on wood. He can play 1 season with the Caps, 1 season with OB. I'd love to see that. That would be fun. But also his health is the most important thing. So just hope everything goes okay.
Yep. One thing I will say is I did read an article on.
1 second, boys. I'll be right back.
All right, I did read an article on the sportsdaily.com, and it was a quote from a Dr. George Vertes, however you say it. He's like a Toronto heart doctor, whatever you call those. And that dude said it was as major a heart surgery as heart surgeries can be. So that's slightly concerning as well.
Yeah.
But let's move on here. Something that we were all wrong about.
I don't remember what we said. I think I remember, but
I watched it. This is what we said. Everybody said He's either signing with the Bruins or he's retiring. That's what everybody said.
Okay.
And
then the Washington Capitals decided they have to make another, like they're making every original six fan base feel extra weird by signing one of their legendary players.
yeah,
It wasn't enough with Lundqvist. So no, you got to do Chara too.
yeah. I think this might be the weirdest one, to be honest.
It's strange
seeing him in a Caps uniform.
Yeah.
But he goes to the Capitals for $795,000 on a 1-year deal. At this age, he's not going to get any more than that. Any more term, at least. He probably could have gotten a little bit more if there wasn't a flat cap. But
right, if it wasn't the financial situation that everybody is in right now, like
yeah. And then my question for this was Bergeron for the Bruins captain. I feel like it's an obvious question. I don't know who else would.
Yeah, no,
take that.
I think it's very clearly going to be him.
Yeah.
And
Marchand?
As somebody who I have,
Marchand?
it's not going to be Brad Marchand.
that
Pasternak.
friggin' little rat.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me if when they name just captains across the team this year, if it would be Captain Patrice and then Pasternak, Marchand as the A's. That wouldn't shock me. That sounds about right.
Does it have something going on right now too?
I think actually both
he's
Marchand
out.
and Pasternak
They're
are
both
injured.
out. They're both out
Yeah.
right now. At least they were in the
recovering.
fantasy.
I think they're slated to like possibly miss a little bit of the beginning of the season, but then return. So it should hamper. I mean, in a condensed season, that might fuck you a little bit, but I don't think they're going to be without them that long. Although, like,
Hopefully.
the other thing is they lost Torrey Krug, and then
they
also
didn't
lost
fill it.
Zdeno Chara.
They didn't pick up any defense.
Who's on their D? Yeah,
It's
is
Charlie
their-
McAvoy
Charlie
is going to be the
McAvoy.
one. Is going to be the one. I don't know who else though.
Okay, but yeah, that's the
Um,
thing.
Matt Grizzlick, right? He's a rookie.
Oh,
He's a
yeah.
D-
Yeah.
Oh, Chris, like
yeah,
I've heard.
Okay,
that.
they have two.
There's
But,
two.
like,
They need four more.
I
They have a
yeah,
top two, kind of.
I don't.
We'll see.
Good luck to them.
We'll see.
But in terms of Zdeno Chara, I mean, somebody I have the obvious bad feelings of him
Ben
with
hates
the
him.
with the Pacioretty situation, and just the natural animosity between like the Bruins with the particular Bruins he was on, and like all the interactions they had with the Habs, and like from like 2008 to like 2015 was glory days of like the modern Habs Bruins rivalry. It was so much fun, and a part of that was him. It's going to be very strange to every time they play the Bruins not have that just 7-foot tall behemoth wiring shots in from the point. But yeah, I mean, it's all that more impressive. The fact that I think he's like 40, 41.
I believe he's 41. He's probably going to turn 42 soon.
And sure, he's not the player he was when he was 30 to 35, but just the longevity that guy's had has been nuts. And he'll be a good depth option for him. I think he'll be a good depth option for the Capitals.
Yeah. I mean, geez, again, talk about experience.
Yeah, I mean,
He's got plenty of it.
Zdeno Chara at $795,000 is never a bad thing.
So
especially in a year where you could have as many COVID tests as like positive as you could, like in a season like this, and lose so many guys. It's never a bad thing to have a Zdeno Chara for that little. But anyway, I'll shut up.
So he is 43.
Holy fuck!
And will turn 44 in March. So he's almost to
God.
44.
Then I'm even more impressed because like
that's some
he's
longevity.
not a slouch. Like he's like I said, he's not his Norris day. Did he ever get a Norris? I think he did.
Oh,
but
man,
he's not.
must have.
It's not like that
reference.
Chara. But
yeah, I don't.
He's still useful.
All right, sorry about that, everybody. Not sure. Had a little bit of technical malfunction, difficulty, whatever. We're back.
But I see. Moving on from where we were.
Yes.
We're moving on to some more value signings with the Habs. And
Yes.
I don't really have that much to say about him just because, I mean, Corey Perry showed what he was in terms of a playoff player this year. He had a pretty good run. He had a few good greasy goals because that's the player he is. None of that really shocked me. And then Mike Frolik, I mean, he was on Buffalo, so I'm not really going to hold anything against him from what he had last year. But again, like they're both just really good. I mean,
they're depth
they're
guys.
better depth options than the Habs have had in most recent years, and they're both at 750,000. So in a year, you're going to need extra bodies. I'm not going to be mad at either of those. But
You're
I
not
also
gonna be
don't
mad at
really have
some
a
cheap
ton
players.
other to say about that because they're just it was two league min signings where I'm like, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Perry will be a big help because you guys have you guys have a pretty young core, I'd say, at least
Yeah.
up front. So I think Perry will help, especially obviously come the playoffs if you guys
Yeah.
make it into that top 4.
He can definitely help make some room out there for guys like a Nick Suzuki or a. Well, not that I think I hope he doesn't get stuck. I'm not going to wish that into
I
existence.
don't think so.
I think Nick Suzuki's more likely to get a Josh Anderson on his wing than anything.
Yeah.
But Josh Anderson's also huge, so I think that's low key like the biggest pairing I'm most excited for with the Habs this year is I hope
Anderson
Suzuki.
Suzuki?
Yes, because Suzuki can wire some passes and Anderson is huge and can like make room for himself and he could finish if he gets set up right. I think that they could be low key good together. But
Also,
anyway, that's getting off topic.
Well, real quick, Benny.
Perry, Micro League, yeah.
The Habs Leafs rivalry with Corey Perry involved now should be interesting as well.
Give it to me, please. Yep. I am so ready. So ready for this Canadian division. 10 games each against Sens and the Leafs. Hockey Twitter is going to be the most toxic fucking place in terms of like Canadian hockey Twitter. That's because so many different Canadian divisions hate each other. Like Toronto and Vancouver weirdly go at each other every time they have something going on. Like there's a lot of weird rivalries there, and I think it's just going to go nuts this year. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to that because my work schedule is generally from like noon to like 9:30ish now. And there's going to be a fuckload of West Coast games because they got Calgary, Edmonton, and Winnipeg in that division. So there's going to be a bunch of late starts anyway. So I'm not going to miss that much hockey.
That is good.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, it's your moment to shine, my friend.
Oh, yay. Okay, so we've got a little bit of Sens news. I'll start with the stuff that doesn't impact Tampa. They traded for They traded with Arizona for Derek Stepan for a 2021 second rounder. And I was just looking up some stats on these boys a little bit earlier. And up until the 2018-2019 season, he was pretty much averaging 50 points a season, 50 plus points a season. So I'll take it.
Okay.
In fairness,
is he
he also got sent to Arizona. So
yes, exactly.
You're not going to have the best of times.
And even when he was there, his first season, well, he had 35, and then last year he had 28. But yeah, so he's only there for 1 year though, which kind of sucks. But
that's like the story of the year. It's like 1 year here, 1 year there. Like everybody's just getting, other than the goalies, everybody's just getting 1 year deals.
Yeah, or like young players on a team that are just re-signing like they're good prospects. Prospects, but like
another former consistent Ranger player right there. The Sens go after him, so it's a nice pickup. And then
the one thing, I mean, actually, sorry, no, keep going. Go
for it. You're fine.
No, it'll make more sense after you say more of their trades.
So the other two big ones that they did, or the other big one that they did was with Mickey's boys down in Florida.
They helped us out.
Helped you out with a little bit of cap shed there. Getting Cedric Paquette and Braden Coburn for a crippled Marian Gaborik and a backup goalie, Anders Nielsen,
who was also hurt.
Is also hurt. Yeah, he's also probably going to go on the IR, so that's the trade.
Yeah.
They can just throw all that salary on the IR.
Yep. So
good trade.
Nice couple pickups for the Senators there. Some experienced Cup winners coming their way.
I could tell you about them if you would like.
Go for it.
All right. So my guess is Kobe was like a He was like a 6'7" D man. He'd either play, which sometimes the Lightning ran 7 defensemen in a game. So he'd be the 6'7". My guess is he'll be like 4, 5, 6 for you guys. He'll probably play some time in that middle pair. Just because I looked at your depth on the defensive end and it's pretty shite. So I think we'll probably see him in the second pair. And then Paquette is, he was always a fourth liner with the Lightning, but he still has like skill and he can still put the puck in. And I think the only reason he was on the fourth line was because it was the Lightning. There's just too much there. But he could probably play some. I also was looking at your forward depth and looking at the way the lines were set up. I could see him playing, getting some time on the third line. But I think your top 2 lines are pretty solidified with what I saw.
Well, now they have 2 lines.
They have 2.
They won't be as garbage as I expected now with this little bit, but now they have a backup goalie need because they've had Anders Nielsen, their primary goalie, for 3 years now with Craig.
Old Craig.
And Craig Anderson's not there anymore. So I was
You
looking
got a
earlier.
PTO
It looks like
somewhere.
they got a couple guys. They have Mark.
Washington.
Who they got?
Oh, that makes sense.
They got
Those
Marcus
guys.
Holdberg and they have Philip Gustafson. I think
yes.
Holdberg, they're slated.
Hochberg.
Philip
Yeah.
Gustafson.
Craig Anderson was the Lundqvist replacement in Washington. That's anyway.
Unfortunate
No,
replacement.
sorry.
Yeah.
But
You got a comment about Gustafson, Eric?
Oh, I haven't heard that name in a bit.
Yeah,
Wow.
it has been a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that guy.
I
they
see
traded-
all. Good.
Sorry, I was gonna say they traded for him. I think when they decided to dump on Carlson, ship him out of town. I think that's when he came.
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
I was
My
just gonna say I see all good moves here for you guys.
Yeah. And I'm looking at it, and I don't see any bad moves in terms of the players that got back. But the one thing that has me concerned is when, like, recently Eugene Melnick goes, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have a cup like next few years or whatever," and like they're making all these trades to get established guys and whatever, and like Derek Stepan for a second rounder. I'm like, okay, it's not the worst value, but like, why are you getting Derek Stepan? Because I still don't think they're in a spot where they're gonna make a jump. With all these guys, like they're going to jump to maybe, instead of being, what were they this year? Like 27, 28, somewhere around there.
Were they that far up?
I think they actually weren't like basement. I think they actually they were still not great, but like, I think they were actually.
The basement had to be LA, Detroit, and someone else.
Anybody have it? Or... Anyway,
Let's take a little look-see. Get back to you.
I think the moves they made will maybe get them to
Couple spots higher.
like 23, 24. And I'm
Hey,
like, all right, cool.
They'll make the
I
play.
guess it's an improvement. Like, I guess like the fans will enjoy it more. And I don't know. I'm not convinced. Actually, I'm not convinced the Sens are going to be last in the Canadian division. I don't think there's any. I don't really think there's any. I think of the teams that could fall back behind them, it would probably most likely be Vancouver, because I really think they took a step back with all of the stuff they lost this year. But I wouldn't shock me if that's my hot take. I think is it wouldn't shock me if the Senators weren't last in the Canadian division.
Okay.
It was okay. So it was if I have this right, they had the Red Wings were behind them. The Senators had 62 points last year, so the Red Wings were behind them, and the Sharks had 63. The Kings had 64, so they were second to last.
They were really that bad.
But man, they were close to the Sharks and the Kings.
But yeah, like it wasn't like the Red Wings season. But
Not like the Red Wings season. That's
The
true.
Red Wings had 35. I think it said.
Oh God.
No, I'm
holy
sorry,
fuck.
39.
But the sad thing is, 8 of those points were from games against the Habs.
Almost a quarter of the points.
Yeah, it wasn't good last year. But yeah, like all the moves they made, I think gets them to 23rd, 24th. But
above all those other teams and above like the Ducks.
yeah,
I guess we'll see.
I guess we will.
And then Stutzla. They also signed Stutzla.
Oh. Stutzel.
Stutz. I thought it was Stutzli.
I've heard Stutzla, but I don't know.
I'm gonna go Stutzli.
I thought I heard Haley Salvin say Stutzel.
She's probably right because she.
We gotta find a German to talk to.
But yeah.
Ask Dreisaitl.
Yeah.
Yeah, they signed him to his entry level contract for 3 years. Yep. So I bet he'll try and renegotiate after one, like most people do now. So
is that a thing?
No.
You can't do that.
It's in other sports they do.
It's not in hockey.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So I think it's my turn next. We're gonna talk about the Lightning because I love talking about the Lightning. It'll be quick though. They started camp today, obviously, as did all the other 23 teams from the play-in. Obviously, Cooch is out, which sucks. That's not a player you can really replace.
It did help solve your salary cap issues, though.
It really helped solve salary cap issues
until next year.
And until next year, and here's the other thing that it helps. If the injury persists to the help me out. The expansion draft. If it persists to the expansion draft, players on the LTIR can't get drafted by the team. So it frees up another forward protection spot for another forward.
Yeah.
So
from what I've heard, it sounds like he might be back for playoffs. But
I have also heard that. So it might end up.
But if he doesn't end up being, that is a nice little reward. Or not, like, I don't even know, loophole. What do you want?
It's a nice little silver lining, we'll say.
Yeah.
But man, it's gonna be hard to repeat without Cooch.
Yeah, I mean, you got guys that can step up. Like it's not like even if you take Cooch out of your forward core, it's still gonna be better than like 90% of the league's forward cores. Like.
I don't know about 90%. Well, yeah, 90% probably.
Tampa's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, they are. But yeah, so he's out. But Stamkos is back, and he is a full participant in camp, so that's good. So it seems like whatever his issue was, he appears to have finally gotten over it. Until the next one comes along.
So no Stamkos trade. That Cooch,
no
that
Stamkos
Cooch injury
trade
news really saved you from losing Steven Stamkos.
It did. It really did. But what I will say is, with Cooch out, that frees up a like fourth line winger spot for one of these young guys to come in and try and prove themselves. And the two guys that are looking to take that are Matthew Joseph and Alex Volkov. Joseph had a really good stretch a couple years ago, and then he kind of fell off and hasn't really done jack in the last couple years. And then Alex Volkov.
Sorry.
Alex Volkov, I've been hearing good things about forever, and I have yet to see it on the ice. So, but hopefully with a little bit more play time, he can do something. And he's Russian, so you know.
How many games a year has Joseph been getting the last couple of years?
Jeez, let me look. It hasn't been. Oh my God, he spells it like a Frenchman too. Matthew.
Thieu.
I actually got that right. Wow, there it is.
Mrs. Simon's gonna be proud.
She would, yeah. All right, let's see it. Let's see it here. 2018-2019 season, he played 70 games. I think that was the year that he did okay.
That was a good one.
I think so. Let me go all the way down here. How did it go? It won't just show me all of his years. Oh, here we go. Yeah, 2018-2019. He actually had 26 points in 70 games, which is not bad.
That's like a bottom of the lineup guy.
Yeah, he was like a 3-4 3-4 line guy.
Right.
But then in 2019-2020, in however many games the season was. What was it, 72, I think?
Like 70 something, yeah.
He only played 37 and had 4 goals, 3 assists in 37 games.
Which
So
I just think like if you get into that few games, you have a harder time like kind
True.
of getting your
get
routine
in
going.
there,
You're
yeah.
not gonna have
So-
quite as many time. Maybe if he gets a little more
He's
play
got,
time.
he's got the thing about him, and this thing about all young guys. He's got some wheels on him, and he can start flying around. But he, hasn't been producing recently. But hopefully that'll change this year. So we're moving on here.
DB.
What's up?
So I just typed Hickey DB.
Oh, yeah, you would find something else there if you go to that website. So now we're moving on to Eric. Now we get to hear from Eric. So the biggest thing with your Isles, they still have not signed Barzal. Now,
Yeah, gotta lock up Barzy.
Now I checked Cap Friendly to get some numbers. Right now they in current cap space they have 3.9 million, which is enough for Barzal if he wants to take a team friendly deal. And you guys actually have everybody locked up. You have 2 RFAs, 2 restricted free agents left, and it's Barzal and Dmitry Timashov, which I think you guys must have traded for.
We
Yeah.
just got Timothy from Detroit. Yeah.
Yeah, they just traded for it because he has no games played. He has no
Yeah.
games played with the Isles.
I think you
Yeah.
could safely kind of let him walk.
Yeah, you can easily let him go.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So you realistically have 1 RFA left, and it's Matthew Barzal.
And I was gonna
But
say,
it's also
yeah.
10 days away from season starting.
Yeah.
But-
So I'm pretty sure we're gonna hear something in the next few days because he wasn't at camp, obviously. All Barry Trotz said was, "Oh, he's on the island. He's not at camp. All we're focused on is what we can do with people on the ice." That's all he said. So, not
Okay.
saying much. But I think I don't know if today was media day for like most NHL teams or just
Yeah.
is media day. It's for
Pretty much,
everyone, right? Yeah. Okay. So Hunters Lee said, I forgot the direct quote, but he's like, "Oh, Barzy will be back. Like Barzy's one of the boys," and like that's kind of reassuring hearing that from the captain.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that Barzal wants to play on the Islanders and wants to stay on Long Island. But like you said, I don't know what the deal is going to be. That should be kind of interesting. I feel like he's the kind of player that would take a team-friendly deal, but also at the same time, he.
There's no reason he couldn't ask for money. Like
exactly. It's the proof is in the pudding, right?
But at this point, he's gonna have to take what he can get because look at some of these other guys that we expected to get crazy contracts that didn't.
Yeah.
Sure, but like I think Matthew Barzal is a lot more deserving of a big contract than like a Taylor Hall or a Mike Hoffman.
Yeah.
Like Mike Hoffman and Taylor Hall, we were like expected to get big contracts because people at free agency day, if you're the bestest of what's left, you automatically get extra money on free agency day, which is why it's a bad day to get people generally. Yeah. But
that's very true, Ben. But it's also, like you said, 10 days to the season, and there's not much money. There's not much money out there left to get.
There is that.
Yeah, and the rest of his team's the rest of his team's already in training camp right now. So the longer he waits, the longer it delays him from starting his season. It's not like if he's still holding out into the middle of this upcoming week or end of this week, he's got a week till games start, and he's 2 weeks behind on training.
So that's like Wednesday the latest. That's what I'm thinking.
That's what you think?
I'm
having like PTSD from when it was like, oh yeah, Tavares, like that news is gonna come out. And then like the day of, just hear absolutely nothing, and then it's like signs with the Maple Leafs, and I'm like,
Imagine, dude. It's just
Barzal
goes to Detroit.
Yeah, I'm looking at Cap Friendly right now, and of the teams left with enough cap space, you would say it'd probably just be Detroit with 9.5, New Jersey with 10.4, Ottawa with 10.9, and LA with 12.
We'll take him.
I mean,
and Nashville has 7, so maybe Nashville. But of all of those, I actually think Nashville and LA would be the most LA would be the most likely you'd want to go to because LA's not in a great spot right now. From the little I understand about the prospect pool, they're actually in a decent spot, and
yeah,
also you get to live in LA.
Yeah,
Most guys
That's
probably
not too
like
bad.
that.
Why
It's
would
not my
you
cup of
want to
tea,
live
but
in LA?
it's not my cup of tea, but most people actually like that.
Nice reaction.
Dude, the taxes are ass, dude.
Most
I
people
think
actually
Nashville.
like that.
Nashville would be the coolest place to live, from what I hear.
Nashville would be-
Nashville's pretty fucking sick.
Barbecue.
That
Okay,
would be
wait,
fun, yes.
but Barzal's Canadian too, so maybe he'd want to go to Ottawa. I don't know where he's from in Canada.
Who would
Maybe
want?
he'd wanna go to
Who
Ottawa.
would volunteer? Who would want to volunteer to go to Ottawa?
I don't think he's gonna leave the situation in New York to go
Derek
to
Stepan.
Oh, you got traded.
Derek Stepan. Yeah, he didn't want to go. He was forced.
Hey, Ben.
Wait. Isn't Ottawa? Ottawa's the place with like the frozen canal in the winter, and you could skate
Yeah.
it, and it's all.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wanna go
Most
to
people
Ottawa.
are
Sign me
weird.
up.
I'd be
Most
so
people
down.
are weird and like hot weather and shit, and I don't
Yeah,
get
a
it.
bunch of weirdos, dude.
Hey Ben, while we're talking about cap friendly and cap space, is Arizona still in a bad spot? Did that Derek Stepan trade shed enough cap to get them under?
They have 2 million in cap space. So
They
yeah,
have 2
they're
million
fine.
in space.
So
Yeah,
they're
they're fine.
safe
They're fine.
for now until
right,
they
damn.
sign Barzal.
So my
So-
prediction of Darcy Kemper leaving is not going to happen.
The
Not yet.
Habs, I think, are like a few 100,000 over. They still got to do something.
Ooh.
With the Barzal news though, so pretty sure he's gonna sign with the Isles Wednesday, the latest is what I'm saying. We'll find out because like you guys are saying, he wants to go to
You're
Kings.
gonna have to find out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here is
so-
one thing I would like to mention that I did notice is currently right now Boychuk is on the IR.
Yes.
So if his injury turns out to be worse than expected, and they shove him on the,
retired.
he retired?
Yeah,
I
I was
thought
gonna
he
say.
retired.
I think
Yeah, no,
Boychuk
he
retired.
did retire. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's
Why
yeah.
the hell is
Talked
this
about
thing-
it on this podcast.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, now that you say that, I remember
Yeah.
that.
I'm pretty sure.
Dang,
sure
man.
He suffered the injury against the Canadians too.
Well, I'm.
He
Oh,
did.
he was the eye injury guy.
I think he took Lekkonen's skate to the
Yeah,
face. I think after like Lekkonen got
Freak
checked
accident,
over
yep,
and his like
freak
skate
You're
accident.
out.
right.
Yep.
Why is he still on the thing then? I'm sad. He's
But yeah,
on Cap Friendly. It still has him on the IR. So I was
I
like,
did
hey,
enjoy some of the people who were like on Twitter trying to be like, "Oh yeah, Lekkonen did that on purpose." I was
Well,
like,
Really?
"Yeah."
wouldn't, like-
there's always some dumbasses saying
I
some
like
shit.
I like that you used the Valley Girl voice there. I did that
Mike,
on
wouldn't,
purpose,
like-
guys.
Wouldn't somebody like Mark Savard or even Marion Gabrick, those guys both retired too, but they're sitting on teams IRs technically, right?
That's
yeah,
because
I
their
don't know
contracts
about
weren't
that.
bought out yet.
But did the
So they're just
Islanders
moving.
buy out the Boychuk's contract?
Yeah, it's something along the lines of if you sign a contract after a certain age, like the contract stays, but if they're injured, it can go on the IR.
Oh,
I don't know.
all kinds of weird money rules.
The NHL's cap is a.
It's a law.
Like,
It's a whole
this-
bunch of
this-
law. So you gotta like, you don't want
The
to read
sport
about
could
that.
be so much easier
Oh,
to like.
Uh-oh.
Nah, he'll be back. So yeah, let's move on then, shall we? Chicago is into some sticky-ish situations. They lost a couple
but
important ones. Kirby Dach is going to be out. The last thing I saw was that he was going to be out for 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, so that's an example of why the Rangers did not let Lafreniere go to that tournament.
Yep.
Because
And it wasn't even in a real game. It was an exhibition.
it
game.
was in the exhibition, which is just ass.
Yeah.
So
that's
should
So
be
I
laughing
didn't see what happened. What happened?
That
though?
injury. Ooh, I don't know if you guys saw photos.
I
of
heard
it.
about it. I didn't see a picture. I'm not gonna look at a
That's
picture.
good because the wrist was like there was like
Just bent
it
at a
was like
second
this,
joint.
This. It
Oh,
was like the
Jesus, dude.
Oh yeah, Mike, you and I were talking about this a couple
Yeah,
days ago.
he so he went in for a hit on a Russian guy, and I guess just somehow the arm got in there in an awkward angle, and when they crunched together, snapped his bone like a
Nice.
carrot.
Yeah,
Nice
his
sound
wrist
effect there.
snapped. It was bad. It was
Oh,
very bad.
change of scenery.
Ooh, he changed
Yeah.
locales.
Wow.
Yeah, my brother's home from school, and I was using his desk, so he gets to use my desk.
Dude, tell him we're busy.
We're recording a pod. Man. God.
Yeah, a
Tell
potty
him,
voice.
tell him he could have joined us.
Did
Wait,
you?
you know, this is kind of dumb, but you know, like how we always say Pondy boys.
Yeah.
Potty boys.
What if we said potty boys?
potty
But
boys.
it sounds
It
like
sounds like we're pooping.
Sounds
It
like
sounds like
yeah.
we're pooping.
Sounds like
we,
POTT.
sounds like we go to the bathroom together.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah, we don't do
Like-
that. Yeah. Eric, did you see the Kirby Doc injury?
Yeah, no, I heard you guys talking about it. Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
nasty.
It
Very
sounded
nasty.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of a freak thing too. What? So it's yes. Oh, 4 to 5 months. Wow. So Taves is out with no timetable.
No
Hopefully he's
timetable
okay.
right now. Yeah.
And then
All the
Doc,
report
they
on
might-
that one was just an illness. Nobody,
Yeah, that was
unless,
kinda
unless
weird.
something's changed, I
Yeah.
haven't.
Well, he said he was just feeling fatigued
It was
all
like
the time.
symptoms,
and he
yeah.
couldn't reach his like max like performance.
Well, wasn't like
potential.
what the fuck's his name there? Oh, Robin Leonard. He had like a similar problem where that guy literally never slept for like a couple years.
Well,
I think it was.
He had like
And,
a
like,
drug thing, didn't he?
Yeah, drug and alcohol, I believe.
which
Yeah.
I'm not saying like
Issue.
Tavares has at all. I'm just saying like
Taste.
Taves.
I know the thing with Leonard. He was a. Oh yeah, sorry. Jesus. I'm not saying that, but
Yeah.
it might be on like the same type of spectrum as like Robin Leonard was, because I know
Yeah.
I remember talking to my boss and he's like, yeah, the guy literally never sleeps, which I think would take a toll on you very quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be bad. Yeah, you need sleep to do things.
Yeah, I don't know how you survived that year of night work.
Oh
Or
man,
your-
it
was
was.
Yeah, Mike, that was.
Especially
was-
when you would come golf with us.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you
god,
would
dude.
Not sleep at all, and I.
Mike,
don't
I can
know how
see
you
like
did
now
it.
with Aaron working night shifts, like after her second shift, like she'll like come home and she'll be all super like stressed out and shit. And I'm like, man, I don't know how Mike did that. Worked every day, worked a night shift, and then on Saturday
Well-
morning after that, maybe slept an hour, and we went and played an 18 round of golf and hated every second of it.
We would do like full 18s too.
Friggin' right we would, man. I needed my practice. No, well, first of all, Nick, Aaron's work is significantly more stressful and more important than what I did.
I'm pretty sure
Um,
yours is stressful too. And when your
eh.
commercials go out,
I don't know
and
if
you're
that
like,
compares to
It
nursing.
doesn't
I'm
compare.
kidding.
It would stress me out. It would stress me out on occasion, but yeah, it
Remember
wasn't.
that one commercial there that just had a dead spot in it every time it came up?
Oh,
Can't remember what it was.
Yes, I do. There was one at the end of my shift. At the end of me working there, there was one commercial that was just black, and I was like, whoever cut this thing is an idiot, and I don't know how to fix it, so I can't. But yeah, let's get back on topic, shall we?
So
Um,
yeah, that after the Chicago stuff, we're moving on to a new offside rule
Best
change.
rule
Which I
change
didn't.
in the history of rule changes.
Okay,
I
then
didn't-
you
wait, how'd you
explain it
guys-
then, because I don't see the difference.
I think I understand it. I think Mike, what I talked about with you, I think is what it is. But Ben, go. We figured out of anybody, you're gonna be the one to explain it.
Essentially, all those offside reviews where like the deciding thing is the fact that the dude's fucking skate is behind the blue line, but it's in the air.
So
That
that's
doesn't
it.
matter anymore.
That is the big.
That's
one. Okay.
fine. If you got it's in the air, if it's behind the blue line, then it's still fine. If it's touching
It's a
the blue line,
plane.
it's a
Yeah,
plane
so-
now. So instead of like
Yeah.
your blades have to be touching the ice on the blue line for it to not be offside, like a guy can have the puck and have one skate down like in the offensive zone, but have his skate up in the air behind him on the blue line or past it, and it won't be offside.
Okay.
So all of those goals that got called back for like that much of an offside-ish shit, they don't happen anymore. Is
So what you're saying
essentially what it
is the 2016 Nashville Predators should get a Stanley Cup. I think that's
Yes.
what you're saying. Okay.
I-
perfect.
See, I do
When
not.
he-
I don't remember
There was-
seeing any of those. So
I'm
I'm sure they
I
have, but
remember a lot of them. I just also watch a lot of hockey, but
We know.
I didn't watch a lot until like last year.
but yeah, that's why I was very happy about that rule change. It
Well,
was-
that's
it made
good.
me Very, very glad.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is sort of exciting, sort of not exciting. The outdoor games in Alaska, Lake Tahoe to be exact, is where they will be played on. So they're not gonna set up they're not gonna set up in a stadium. They're gonna literally pick a piece of ice of a lake, and make that into an NHL ice sheet.
That's
whatever.
kind of cool.
I think it's just a cool visual thing for like, you're not gonna have fans right now, so you might as well like make it cool for
Yeah.
TV.
Well, this is
Imagine
where
the scenery around them. That'll be awesome. Instead of
it's-
it being in a football stadium, it's gonna be like out in the wilderness, which is gonna be super cool.
if you haven't seen pictures, I'll throw some up right now. But go Google Lake Tahoe and look at what's around. It looks awesome. But this is my only thing with it. They're not having fans. This seems like a very expensive thing to try in a time where they kind of need to maybe tone back the spending. That's my thing.
I don't know a lot about TV, but maybe you probably can get better ad deals for like an event game than for
They will
just,
probably,
like,
yeah.
game in an arena. I don't. Yeah, it probably would cost a lot of money, but
I mean,
don't know.
they gotta, because I mean, they're gonna have to build boards that can withstand like probably 500 plus pounds of pressure hitting into them on a lake. They're gonna have to like anchor them into the ice. I feel like this is all expensive things, but and they're gonna have to like
My brain is
bring
just
Plus, getting a Zamboni out there to go and
flying everybody
everything
there. I
that-
don't know.
yeah, Zamboni, all the gear that you're gonna need, and
There has to be like a local who lives near the lake that just has a Zamboni. That's what I'm betting on.
Dude, yeah, that's
Yeah,
the,
hire
that's
they're
the
gonna
do the
sidewalk
old,
cleaners.
like,
The sidewalk
lawnmower
cleaners up there.
bucket
Just
bucket
Zambonis.
idea.
Yeah, just
Do
have
the
one
cooler idea
person.
like your dad.
One person drags the cooler in between periods. Takes them an
you know,
hour
it's
to
gonna
get to
be-
the next
It's gonna
period.
be that Joker with the trash bin from
Dude,
the
that
video.
dude-
Oh, the trash bin from the World
That dude-
Juniors. Yeah, it's gonna be
That
a
dude
human
was so
driven.
fast. That dude was so fast, dude. I was like, Jesus, he's flying. But yeah, I think it'll be cool, and I'm obviously gonna watch it. But I feel like they could have waited a year, maybe. But
Yeah.
maybe they are gonna get more ad. Maybe they're gonna get more money
I know
for
nothing about
ad
that,
stuff.
so
I mean-
admittedly, that's just a hunch. But
Well,
I
no,
can tell
'cause-
you, nobody's in the business of losing money, so I'm sure they
That's
looked
true.
into it
That's
before
true.
they made this decision to whether
That's
or
true.
not it's more expensive or the pluses
I
and
think
minuses.
you're
for
giving
a
the
team.
NHL a lot of credit.
what I will say coming from the
Sure.
TV is that I mean and you guys know this too. You see like Super Bowl ads are like $1 million for like 30 seconds
second.
or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Actually it's probably like $1 million for 15, but so yeah, like these limited like the one-time things like a year will cost more to get commercials there. So then maybe some of that gets transferred from the network over to the NHL for, giving them the product and everything like that. But yeah, that was my take on it.
It could be fun. I don't know. It'll look really cool.
It's
at
gonna look
least.
beautiful. It's gonna look
Yeah.
beautiful. But yeah, very ex-
beautiful.
beauty. It'll be a beauty.
And wait, and real quick, so there are 2 outdoor matchups.
There's
and
2,
They are
one-
Colorado and Vegas, and Philly and Boston.
Yes,
It's a fun 2 matchups.
I
It's
think
probably
the Colorado
Colorado and
game-
Vegas is
2 best teams over there.
that's just that's
Yeah.
of the West Conference team. Well, I mean, the divisions are weird, but like teams on the West, that is just powerhouse against powerhouse. So that could be fun.
Yeah. And then Philly and Boston, which could be bad, actually. Could be bad, depending on Boston's situation.
Both,
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I mean,
When are
you
these
have-
games slated
you
to
have-
play?
you have the-
This is February 20th, which is a Saturday. That's the Colorado game. And then February 21st is the Philly-Boston game on Sunday.
Yeah, it makes sense. You do
Mark it
one
on your
day
calendars, boys.
because then you don't have to do prep on like 2 separate weekends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be bad. That would be bad, man. That'd be a really fun day to that'd be a really fun weekend to work. Like in the TV
To be a
business,
part of,
holy.
like the setup, like or any really element of that, a weekend would be fun to be a part of. Yeah.
I mean, I remember in college I did like 3 of the Northern shootout thing, the little like college
Yeah, those
tournament that happened, and that was always a really fun weekend.
Yeah.
It was just hockey all day. We just worked it all.
think my equivalent was that I went to a Final Four that was at Norwich for the women's hockey team and covered 2 days of that. It was the year they lost though, so that was weird.
Plattsburgh?
But, yeah.
Dang.
I mean,
Dude.
actually, it was kind of awesome because do you know how many fucking stories I wrote about them winning? Like 5-1, 7-2, 6-1, 9-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, you
It
were
was-
like,
it was-
finally, you were writing it. You were like, finally, I get to say it. The Cardinals lose.
essentially. I mean, I got to actually ask different questions for once. It was so weird.
Ben gets too overexcited in the interview. How does it feel to lose?
You lost.
But yeah.
Oh Jesus. I do not have a story. Somebody had one, and I totally forgot throughout recording this.
We had
Somebody
one?
had somebody. I thought somebody had one.
It was Eric talking about it before.
It was Eric. Yep.
Oh yeah, you were saying you had a story, Eric.
Didn't I-
Oh, didn't you tell it though?
Did
It
he
was
tell?
think
it was
I-
him talking about playing roller hockey with his
Oh
friends.
yeah, yeah,
Oh.
with the T-bar jersey.
Yes. Well, speaking of roller
Ben-
hockey, actually,
Benny, you got to be able to dredge something up in that brain bucket of yours.
What does it say? Okay, so it says, experience.
just
NHL
anything, dude.
Oh
Just
my
give us
God.
anything,
Okay.
bud.
He literally never reads the outline.
That's been on there for like 2 months, Ben. I have never taken that off.
I did read the outline today. Thank
Okay,
you.
that's
I have
good.
I have a good
good.
story. I have
Oh.
a good story.
Oh yeah, there we
Eric
go.
comes
Yeah.
in. There we
I
go.
was at work and there was a lobster that we were selling in the lobster tank, and it had no claws. It was just like a lobster, just chilling, no claws.
Interesting.
It looks like a
I
little.
wouldn't buy that
like
lobster.
Point,
but-
I wouldn't buy it. That's where the meat is.
Yeah.
Some guy bought it.
claws
That's
and
the
the tail.
story.
You know who would buy it?
Better than
Connor, and
cheap.
then he'd throw it in Chattagay Lake.
I can't believe he did that. Tell that, Ben.
Oh my god.
I wasn't there for that either.
Well, when we were teenagers, my fucking grandparents, I mean, they bought a bunch of lobsters just because they thought everybody likes them. I'm like, yeah, seafood, not everybody likes seafood, whatever. And then they gave one to Connor.
I want to say they did a surf and turf for us because your grandpa.
I
always
think
does
there was
some sort of
steak too. Yeah, there was always something like that. But it was at my grandparents' lake house in the summer.
Steak.
And motherfucking Connor just gets one for himself and like he starts just looking at it. And I start watching him and he's just kind of like picking it up and like looking at the face and being like, what is this? How do I do this? And like I don't remember what happened, but somebody got to talk to him like what it was and like how to eat it.
I
And
think
then
what happened was like somebody ate the claws on it and then he just tossed the shit. Oh, sorry.
he tossed the fucking the claws, somebody that got taken off, but then he tossed the whole body into the lake. He didn't take any of the meat out of the tail. That's like the other place where you get all of the meat from.
Yeah.
Like it's like most of the meat of a lobster. He just throws the fucking thing. It's like $9 he throws into the water.
So then, like, 15 minutes later, Benny and I walk over from the other house and we're like, is that a fucking lobster in the lake?
Wait, you saw? Wait, it was. Wait, so it was cooked.
Yeah, it was cooked. It was cooked and served to him.
That's so
Oh,
bad.
All right, you're
God.
listening.
I was
We
like,
will-
if you didn't want it, by all means.
One
hand
of
it
us
over,
would have
man.
eaten that. Did you
Yeah.
ever open a lobster? I remember this from Maine. My dad one time got like a full on lobster, and it's like their eggs or something
Yeah.
in the thing, and it's like you open it up and this like green shit comes out.
Yeah, generally
Like, that's so gross, dude.
whenever I do cook a lobster, I open it up and I usually wash that off because of that.
Clean the inside out first.
Yeah. No, I cook
Solid
it
plan.
because you can't really clean it out before
Okay.
you cook it. You cook it, take it, and I usually deconstruct it and like wash that off because it's a little gross. But
Friggin' right, dude. Looks like shit.
yeah. Another related Connor story though, which I think you all might have already heard before.
Except
This
Eric.
motherfucker, we're on a fishing trip up into Lake Northern Quebec. It was me, Connor, and Cody,
Quebec.
Yep.
and
Quebec.
great fishing in Quebec.
Cool.
But
Up in Quebec.
we get to this hotel in Chibougamau, Quebec, which props to you if you know where that is. Hi, Chibougamau.
Dude, the
How-
name
how did-
Chibougamau.
I'm yeah. Right. Repeat that again slowly for me, please.
Chibougamau.
Whisper it, Ben.
Okay.
God, that was loud. You cut out. It was so loud. You cut out.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
But we were there. We had just gotten to the hotel because we had to like stay over for a night before we were going somewhere else. And my grandpa had gotten a flat on the way, so he's like, "All right, I gotta go get this fixed. Don't touch anything in the minibar because hotel minibars are terrible." Literally, not 5 minutes later, we look over to Connor just munching on a fucking coffee crisp, going, "This doesn't taste very good." Which for one, no, they're
They're
delicious.
the best.
What the fuck do you mean?
Look, next time we go, I need to try
I think
one.
the
'cause I've
thing is
never
with
had one.
coffee crisps though is either people love coffee crisps, or absolutely hate them. There's no in
That is
between on
true.
that candy bar.
There's a lot of duality there. But what I ended up doing was there was a.
You remember last night I told you my headset shocked me? I don't
Yeah.
know why,
Oh,
but I just
yeah.
got shocked again.
Oh, well,
Must be
sorry.
high static electricity in your room.
But yeah, I ended up going. There was a fucking convenience store across the street. I went and bought a replacement and just stuck it in the, because it was like $10 for a candy bar in the mini bar, and I
That's
just bought one
nuts.
for like $2.
Two.
Stuck it back in there.
Oh man,
But,
that is
yeah.
funny.
Connor's quite the guy.
That
I
is
have a
funny.
question. What's a coffee crisp? I've never had that.
I've never had one either. It's I don't know. You guys, what is it?
Eric, next time we
Essentially,
bring you
have
into
ever seen? Oh, sorry, Nick.
Eric, next time one of us gets into Canada, we'll get you one.
Wait,
But,
to get
okay.
me one too.
This is
If
my
you take like a big cat, you know, like the Kit Kats that's like the one big fucker.
Yep.
You take that and you make it coffee flavored.
Oh,
but not it's like an artificial coffee flavor,
okay.
obviously. I think it's tasty
I
as
don't
shit.
taste
It's my
it. It doesn't
favorite.
taste like super artificially to me, but like it doesn't taste like just like a cup of coffee. It tastes like coffee.
It kind of tastes like coffee ice cream. You ever had coffee
Yeah.
ice cream?
I like
the,
coffee ice
The
cream.
flavor of
Mm.
the candy bar is the flavor of a coffee ice cream.
I
but,
love
but
it.
it's in like a Kit Kat bar essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's nice and crispy.
Not
It's
as thick of chocolate on the outside. It's a lot thinner.
big
of a
crunch.
coating. But yeah,
Yeah,
because it's a big wafer. It's like
it's
that-
like a
that-
big cat, like the
It's-
big,
yeah.
massive size Kit Kats.
There we go.
It's a good candy bar.
We'll have to wait and see. I've never had coffee ice cream either, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the coffee crisps.
Well, when the borders open up, I gotta make me a P-Vans run up in the old,
Dude, me
in old
too.
Huntington. So
Ooh, that would
P-Vans
be nice.
run. We'll just take once the border opens up. We're gonna go
Frankie
up, Nick. We're gonna
and then
go
we'll
up,
just
Nick.
they'll swing on down to what is Couche-Tard.
Fuck, if we're making a trip, we're gonna drive the extra like 20 minutes, half hour to go to Greg Bars. God damn.
I mean, I'll do that
and then,
too. Yeah.
And then at that point, we might as well just head over to Mercier and camp out in Montreal for the rest of the night.
Yeah, and at that point, we may as well just stay there.
Yeah.
Just
Hatter,
never
we
leave.
hit up-
I
We
mean,
hit
your
up all-
grandparents aren't ever going back now because they've been there for so long.
They've been
They're
stuck.
they're going to Florida in like a week.
They're gonna have they're never gonna want to go back.
So what's the deal with
Seen her
that?
from
Are
his
they
house.
flying into Plattsburgh and then driving down?
I think they're just flying to Florida
right
from
there, yeah.
Canada.
Might as
Oh.
well.
Yeah, because you can weirdly fly in and out, but can't drive across.
It seems so
So-
weird to me.
So if you've got
Oh,
money,
actually,
you
no,
can go across the borders.
Well, because you have to do extra stuff to fly, like extra whatever. Like you got to get tests,
I'm
and
sure
you gotta.
there's steps. You probably have to like
Well, my
But
grandparents.
But at least you can cross.
My grandparents just came back from Hawaii, and they had to. Oh, they had to do tests before they flew. They had to have like negative tests results like a couple days before, I think maybe a day before. And then they had, when they came back, like they're back now. They probably had to get tested there to come back, and then now they are staying in their house now for 14 days.
Yeah, I think it's either that, Mike. Either they have to quarantine for 2 weeks, or they have to get a second negative test result when they get back
Yeah.
into like where they live. Which
Yeah.
I don't think in New York they're testing just for travel. Like I think that's one thing. I was talking to somebody I work with, and it was hard trying to find a testing center that'll say you go up to and say, "Hey, I'm traveling. I need to get a test." Well, I don't think they do that.
They'll just turn you away like, nah, screw you.
Yeah.
You have to
And plus,
stay here.
even in New York, to even get a test, you have to get like a physician recommendation or.
Do
like,
you really?
No, not everywhere, because there's a couple clinics or like there's a couple like
Oh.
stations in Plattsburgh where like you can just go. You don't need. I mean, it's recommended. Like it's like they in all their press releases they're like, it's recommended you have a doctor's recommendation, but if you just want one, you can come. They'll do it.
It might very well could be different down here, Nick, with all the because of the dense population. But
Yeah.
yeah. I remember. I remember at the beginning of this whole thing, there was a testing site across from. There's a hospital across from where I work. There was a testing site there, and I would drive by in the summer, like after work, and it would just be a packed line of cars going through, and I was like, "Oh Jesus!"
Like at a car wash when it's super nice out and everybody
it was
use it.
It was like a cheerleader's car wash over there.
It was bad up here at the very beginning because like it was big news at the beginning when CVPH got like 50 testing kits. Like
50?
Yeah, 50. 50, 50. Like we didn't have shit up here at the beginning.
Yeah, because it didn't really get up north for a long time.
I mean that we know of.
Yeah,
like that's the thing. Nobody was doing anything, and
nobody's doing anything.
I mean, yeah.
I hate going up north and seeing places that say, I know I'm not going to say it specifically, but I remember walking into the store and it's saying, if you want your sales associate to wear a mask, just ask them. Otherwise, they're not wearing one. Like that doesn't seem safe. But okay.
That's also not legal.
I'm not saying who it was, obviously, but maybe that's changed since then. That was a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's mixed up here, but most people, at least in Plattsburgh, have been pretty good about masks and stuff like that. But
Long Island's
hopefully we won't have to worry about it too much longer. I mean, we're starting to get vaccines up here. It's still not really that much up here. But
it's not really like that. So like I know Aaron was telling me hospital staff at Albany Med all have the ability to get vaccinated now. Aaron had to. Aaron got her first of the vaccinations last week because she got floated onto a COVID floor. She told me so. She's like, "Yeah, I kind of need to get one." So
yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, so I don't know when it's coming out to Gen Pop though. So
I mean, everything I've read,
general population,
basic people.
Oh,
I thought I get it now. I thought it
was like a new Gen Z or some shit. It's like, what the hell is this now? Jesus.
But yeah, no, I mean, everything seems to be like it should be fairly proliferated.
I mean, you gotta stop trying to say big words, bud.
By like summer throughout most people, ideally.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, no, that's kind of how it's looking. That's what most people are saying.
What a nice gloomy way to end our episode on. Talking about Corona.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully we won't have to talk about it for that much longer. If all things go well in this lovely new year. At least the first 3 days have been okay. Yeah.
I'd like to make a point.
Yeah.
I've napped for 3 days. I've had a nap every single day this year so far.
Had a nap every single day.
Every
there
day.
We go. He has the nap hat trick going.
Let's see if I can. I'm gonna try and see how long I can keep it going. I have to work 2 days I have to be at work physically for 2 days in the next 2 weeks. So like I'm in Monday and Thursday each
He'll
week.
Be stuck.
So maybe tomorrow. I hope I can get one in tomorrow. I'll get a little power nap after work and work out.
Guy, dude. How long can I keep the nap streak going?
Usually it's right around like 4:30, 5 o'clock. I take like a quick like half hour, 45-minute nap, and I did it today. It felt great.
There you go, dude.
It's just when I did it yesterday and was asleep for 2.5 hours, it kind of made me have to stay up till 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Headline: Man discovers sleep helps you feel better.
Dude, let me tell you this though. The other day after New Year's Eve, I took a nap and I woke up and I felt worse than I did before.
Oh, really?
But I felt fine before the nap. Like I didn't feel bad.
Me a good nap.
But no, I fell asleep and I woke up. I had a headache, and my like mouth was all like dry and crap. I was like, "What in the frig?"
Your mouth was dry because you were mouth breathing. Bro.
Yeah.
Did you drink a lot?
No. Like I said, I was fine in the morning. I was fine until I took a nap, and I took a nap and I felt like crap.
Weird.
And I was like, this sucks,
I always
dude.
have the opposite effect.
I'm
But
never taking a nap again. Naps can suck
Hold
me.
on. So I know we're talking about naps and stuff. Sorry to change the subject, but no, you guys played story time. You guys played pond hockey for the first time
Yes.
of 2021.
Yep.
Talk
Me
about
and
that. How was the ice? How were any bar down skis? Did you
well,
guys even have?
let me
No, so
let me start this one. I'll toss it to you in a minute here. So what me and Nick did, we went to Nick's sister Erin's for New Year's Eve shindig, and we one of the things we wanted to try was skate on one of the ponds that's close to her apartment, and she was like, I don't know if it's good. Actually, this is funny, Ben. She was like, I don't know if it's good. Ben would probably say that it's fine, but maybe I'll have you check it first. And I was like, okay, I'll check it. And then I got there.
A little more adventurous when it comes to the quality of ice.
Well,
Yeah.
so the reason she said that she didn't know if it would be fine is when we're driving in that day, one of the pond, essentially, it's not really a pond, it's like a little man-made pond. The one that we were gonna skate on had open water, and you could clearly see the front left corner or front right corner of it had open water. So we're like, I don't know if this is gonna work, but anyway.
It doesn't always mean everything.
Yeah, so I got there. We got there. Me and my girlfriend Danielle got there at what was it? It was like 6, little after 6, I think. And we were walking there from the parking lot, and I was like, let me see here. So I got down to the edge. I was on the edge farthest away from where the water was visible. So I get on there, and I put a foot on, and it, like, on ice. At least those of us who grew up on the ice, you know when it's good. Like, I put my foot on it, and then I like put my other foot on it, and I was like, oh yeah, this is good. Because you could just you could
your weight around and it doesn't do
it didn't
anything.
move. Yeah, it was solid as a rock, and I was like, oh yeah, we're good.
The only problem with that night was that it was like 36, so it was warmer.
It was soft.
So anyway, then Mike gets there, and I was like, Mike, I'll go play if you go skate on it first.
Yeah, Nick offers me as the sacrificial lamb, like, you do it first and I'll do it.
Oh wow, you'll probably just get wet fucking feet. It wasn't that deep.
It wasn't that deep. No, I don't think it would have been much more than knee deep because they drain those in the winter. But yeah, so we went out for Thursday night for a little bit, and it was kind of shite in a couple spots.
It was soft because it was warm that day.
Yeah, and there's a couple spots where if you went too far, it started to crack. Then we said, you know what, fuck it, we'll go out again in the morning.
That happened all the time on Hawkins.
Yeah,
it did.
I know. So then the next morning we went out, and probably.
So you got
probably three quarters of that ice was pretty good. Once you got off to that one edge. Like, there was one edge where I went to go chase a buck, and I was like, I just cracked it between my legs. I'm going to go back.
There was one edge I went to grab one, and it cracked for me, and I was like, oh, geez. So I stopped moving, and I, like, slowly... Like,
Shuffled.
I did like the little C cuts to move instead of taking full strides. I was just like...
just...
It's like he wasn't picking up his feet to push.
Very weak of those. I was like, I was really not shifting my weight. But yeah, it was, and it was colder that next day too. So the ice was nice and solid, nice and hard.
That's good.
Yep. So as soon as
it's always up here. If you get like solid ice up here, and especially on Hawkins, as long as you have it solid, and then like there's like a couple days of 40s, it's perfect because then it just acts like a Zamboni. It's like,
yeah, it kind of does.
You got a couple warm days, warms up the surface, and then it freezes again. You're perfect.
Yeah. So next time, whenever you figure out when you're coming down, we should be able to skate there again. We should be.
I am excited about that prospect because it's been a long time since I've skated at all. I'm looking at my weather for Plattsburgh right now. Wondering if I might actually get a chance on Hawkins soon.
Ben, I'd be shocked if that hasn't frozen yet. Like, I've seen a lot of people ice fishing up there.
Yeah, actually,
it probably. There's just been a lot of really warm days in Plattsburgh specifically because that always happens.
Wait, we're talking about Hawkins here. What if we just went to the lake?
I don't know if
The lake?
Chattagay Lake is frozen.
They're ice fishing. They're not ice fishing on a pond. I don't think.
I definitely saw Pete, like Chris Reynolds' son, He pulled
Yeah.
the fish out with his brother the other day. So, and I
Well,
also saw a
either
dog.
way,
I
I'm
also saw a
looking-
picture of a dog that went through that they had to get rescue to come and help pull out. So
Oh, gee.
there's also
well,
that.
listen, we'll pull you out, Nick. All right.
But I'm looking
I'll just wear
at
my
the
ice
next
spikes.
week. The next week in Plattsburgh is going to be below freezing. So by next weekend, probably just going to be able to go out and skate a little bit.
And
I'm
just go to
probably
the
gonna
other
do
place.
that 'cause I don't know if anybody's keeping that up. I haven't been checking. But I still have my 2 nets, so I'll bring one with me and shoot at it.
Those are mine.
Okay, you can have them if you want. Actually, yeah, it would make more sense if you guys have them than me.
Nah, you
All
can
right.
keep them.
But we're
You can
gonna
transport them back and forth.
we're gonna wrap it up here, boys. We have been chatting. We've been chatting a bunch here.
Oh yeah.
That's okay.
But we're gonna wrap it up because we're right about the 115 mark, which I think is a good
It's a
length.
good length.
But yeah, so thanks everybody for watching. Leave a comment down below, something interesting.
Smash that thumbs up button.
Smash the like button, boys.
You know what? Actually, here's a good one. Yeah, leave a comment, and also if you're playing Pondy, wherever you are, leave a picture too. You
Yes,
can do
yes. Facebook link in the description. We have a Facebook page. There's not much on there, but leave a link, or I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Go over there and send us your Pondy and or roller hockey pictures because we want to see them.
That would be fun.
Yep. All
This
right.
was a good episode.
While being
And
safe due to the
if we
pandemic.
like it, we might feature it on the video.
We could feature it on the video. Yep. All right.
There we
Thanks
go.
for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next
Have
time.
your photo go on a channel with like 10 subscribers. What are we at right now?
11.
Oh fuck!
We had some good views
Boys.
on the last few videos, boys. So don't knock it. Just smash
right.
that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button.
See you next week.
See you guys.